Imagine waking up and your smartphone is just a brick. The electric car in your driveway is dead. Wind turbines and solar panels are useless. This isn't science fiction, it's a real risk. The cause? A decision far away to turn off the flow of critical minerals, the tiny materials powering our world. These minerals are the vitamins of technology. Without them, our devices, electric grids, and even hospital equipment stop working. One country has spent decades gaining control over almost the entire supply, creating a massive vulnerability for the global economy. This is a strategic chokehold that could be tightened at any moment. It's not just about gadgets. The future of energy, climate action, and global power all depend on these minerals. The green transition, electric vehicles, renewables, needs a huge increase in lithium, rare earths, and cobalt. The country controlling these resources holds the keys to the green revolution, deciding who builds the future and who's left behind. The world is waking up, a new alliance is forming, the Quad, United States, Australia, Japan, and India. These democracies know they can't depend on a single rival for resources essential to security and prosperity. They're racing to build secure, reliable supply chains from scratch. This is a story of a secret war, fought not with weapons but in mines, refineries, and boardrooms. The outcome will shape the future of technology, energy, and global power. The stakes? Our way of life. The Quad's mission: break the chokehold, secure the future. The clock is ticking. The world can't afford to lose this race. So, what are critical minerals? They're not your everyday iron or aluminum. These are elements like lithium, cobalt, and rare earths, essential for modern tech, but with fragile supply chains. Your phone, laptop, and even the internet rely on them. Rare earths make your screen vibrant, your speakers work, and your battery last. Without them, innovation grinds to a halt. The green energy transition is driving demand sky high. An electric car needs 6 times more minerals than a gas car. Wind turbines and solar panels are packed with these elements. By 2040, we'll need 4 times more critical minerals for clean energy. The critical part comes from 2 things: their importance and the risk of supply disruption. They're vital for everything from consumer electronics to national defense. Jet fighters, missiles, and military comms all depend on them. The real risk? Mining and processing are concentrated in just a few countries. This creates dangerous dependency and turns geology into geopolitics. If the supply chain breaks, the world's tech and energy ambitions stall. That's why securing these minerals is now a top global priority. The Quad's challenge: build a safer, more reliable supply. The future depends on it. How did China come to dominate the critical minerals market? It was no accident. In the 1980s, Chinese leaders saw the strategic value of these minerals and acted decisively. They invested in mining, used low labor costs, and ignored environmental concerns to undercut global competitors. As Western mines shut down, China ramped up, willing to pay the environmental price for strategic gain. China also bought stakes in mines worldwide, controlling supply at the source. But the real power is in processing, turning raw ore into high-tech materials. Today, China refines 60% of the world's lithium, 70% of its cobalt, and nearly 90% of rare earths. Even if another country mines the ore, it often must send it to China for processing. This gives Beijing a chokehold over the entire supply chain. The world is now scrambling to break free. The stakes couldn't be higher. Enter the Quad: United States, Australia, Japan, and India. Their mission? Break China's monopoly and build a secure, sustainable supply chain. The US brings financial power, tech leadership, and a huge market. Australia is a resource superpower, rich in lithium, rare earths, and more. Japan offers advanced manufacturing and a history of resource innovation. India brings a massive workforce and growing manufacturing might. Together, they form a complete supply chain, from raw materials to finished products. Each country's strengths fill the other's gaps. The Quad isn't just a military alliance, it's an economic lifeline. Their collaboration is the world's best shot at a resilient non-Chinese supply chain. The future of technology and energy depends on their success. The US is rebuilding its critical minerals industry from scratch. For years, it was cheaper to import from China, but that's now seen as a security risk. Billions in government funding are flowing to new mines and refineries. The Mountain Pass mine in California, once shuttered by Chinese competition, is back and expanding. The goal: a fully American supply chain, from mine to finished product. Innovation is key, extracting minerals from old mine waste and recycling electronics to recover valuable materials. The US is betting on a circular, sustainable supply chain. It's a long-term play combining financial muscle, policy, and tech to regain control. The stakes: jobs, security, and industrial independence. The race is on. Australia is the Quad's mineral powerhouse. It's the world's top lithium producer and has huge reserves of nickel, cobalt, and rare earths. For years, Australia shipped raw ore to China for processing, staying stuck in a low-value role. Now that's changing. Australia is building its own refineries like the Kwinana lithium plant, producing battery-grade materials for global markets. Lynas Rare Earths, the only major non-Chinese producer, is expanding processing at home with government support. These projects are game-changers, direct links from Australian mines to global tech industries. Australia's ambition, not just dig but refine and supply finished products to allies. Its stability and resources make it a trusted partner. The Quad's strategy is coming to life in Australia's mines and refineries. The goal: a secure, democratic source for the world's most critical materials. Australia is moving from quarry to key player. The world is watching. Japan's resource vulnerability was exposed in 2010 when China cut off rare earth exports. That shock led Japan to diversify, innovate, and invest globally. Japanese agencies like JOGMEC finance and support mining projects in Australia, Canada, and Vietnam. Japan is a quiet but crucial partner, providing early investment and guaranteed buyers for new mines. Innovation is central. Japanese companies design tech that uses fewer rare earths and lead in recycling old electronics for valuable minerals. Urban mining creates a domestic, circular supply, reducing imports and environmental impact. Within the Quad, Japan is the technological and financial link, making new projects viable. Japanese trading houses and automakers are key partners in global lithium and rare earth ventures. Japan's quest for security aligns perfectly with the Quad's goals. Its expertise and capital are indispensable for a resilient supply chain. Japan ensures the Quad's minerals reach the world's factories. The lesson: never again be caught unprepared. India is the Quad's rising star in critical minerals. With a booming economy and huge demand, India can't afford to rely on China. India is opening up its own mineral resources, auctioning blocks for lithium and rare earths. But its real strength is in processing and manufacturing. India's skilled workforce and chemical industry are building new refining capacity. The goal: turn raw minerals from partners like Australia into high-purity materials for batteries and magnets. Indian companies are signing deals with Australian miners and planning joint ventures in processing. A proposed lithium refinery in India could supply both its domestic market and Quad allies. If India succeeds, it will reshape the global mineral landscape. The Quad's supply chain will be stronger, more diverse, and less dependent on China. India's rise is the alliance's wild card. The world is watching its next move. The fight for critical minerals is the new great game, a contest for the building blocks of the future. The outcome will decide who leads the tech and green revolutions, and who's left behind. The Quad faces huge challenges: China's head start, high costs, and regulatory hurdles. China can manipulate prices to undercut new projects, making the race even tougher. But the cost of inaction is far greater. Dependence on a single supplier means vulnerability and lost freedom. Building a resilient, democratic supply chain is an act of self-preservation. It's about ensuring the clean energy transition isn't dictated by one power. The Quad's success will set the price and availability of everything from phones to electricity. It will shape climate action and redraw the map of global power. This isn't a war won in a day, but in thousands of steps. New mines, refineries, recycling plants, and manufacturing hubs. The world's future is being decided now, in boardrooms and mines, not battlefields. The Quad's mineral strategy is the front line. The contest for the future is on.